Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So what we're going to do in this video is review the Rio de Janeiro PvE story mission from the BlizzCon show floor demo on expert difficulty, because the question is this hard enough, and is there enough kind of content in this mission to keep people coming back? But you've got to remember, guys, this is the first mission we've ever seen from Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is now in development, and honestly, we're expecting to see Overwatch 2 like in 2021. We were told by Jeff to come back next year at BlizzCon for more information. It's now in active development, but the good news is we kind of know where they're going with Overwatch, and we've seen all of this cool stuff like the new engine, the new upgrades, the PvE story mission system, the talent system, the hero mission system, although we haven't seen any gameplay footage of that just yet, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to check that out. But what we're going to do in this video is just run through this. This is me, it is Fran, it is XQC, it is Seagull playing on expert difficulty from the show floor. This is our second go of the event. Now, I selected May. Obviously, XQC is going to play Reinhardt. Seagull on Lucio. Tracer is Fran. May is really, really cool. So it's pretty funny here. The way they set the webcams up, it covers over the talent screen. The first talent is Shatter, I believe, for May, and this basically makes you do more damage. So when you freeze an enemy and destroy them, they shatter and cause damage to enemies around them. It's pretty good. But Cold Snap, look at that. When Cryo Freeze ends, nearby enemies are instantly frozen. That is actually a massively good ability. Now, you can see me looking at the other abilities. Like the snowball effect is pretty funny. Continue to move after you basically turn into a snowball. But you could only use the level 1 talents in this demo build. And given the way this mission runs, it's a little bit weird. Oh, and also every time it starts, your sensitivity goes up to 15 because it just sort of resets the client. But yeah, the talent system at the moment is you've only got the first level talents, and the way it looks is like you kind of level up and then you will get access to the other talents. But given the way this mission is sort of structured and we reach the end of it, you couldn't level up in the mission. I don't know, maybe there's going to be a series of missions. I don't know, they haven't given us any details on that. Anyway, let's just get stuck into this and let's try and talk about what's going on here and do a bit of analysis, because it's really cool. So this is the first area you go into. It's Lucio's nightclub, which is really cool. It looks amazing. It really does look, the more I look back now at Overwatch 2 visuals from gameplay, it really does look so much better than Overwatch 1. It's just crazy. So this moment in the game, it's the start, it's really easy. We're just rushing forward, we're just spraying damage into them. I'm freezing a lot of them because May is like the crowd control element of this team, and the heroes in these modes are specifically selected by Blizzard. In PvE, it looks like we lost Seagull there, but we're going to get it back. In PvE, story missions, you will only be able to play the heroes they want you to play, but in the hero missions you can play whatever you like. But hero missions just take place on existing maps. They're not their own sort of story. You don't have all these events, the lore getting moved forward. That's only in these modes. So the first key thing that happens is when you complete the first checkpoint, you get a loot box. Now this looks very much like a Destiny, a Borderlands loot box, and it's got a bunch of items in. Now the items it gives you to begin with are green quality items, the lowest quality. It doesn't give you statistics, so it doesn't tell you how much the corrosive grenade, for example, I've got, debuffs the enemy. It doesn't tell you how much damage the turret does, and I don't think it tells you how much the healing station does. It might do actually for the healing station. We'll correct that as we go through the video, because we'll get to see that again. But now we've got items, right? So this ramps up the difficulty. So just think about the design of this. So first it begins, it's just a bit of a whitewash. We just run in, we just smash stuff. It's really easy. Then the second phase begins, and we've got items now, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, May, obviously the hero I'm playing, what I'm looking to do here is try and prevent damage to my team without causing my team to die. I really don't want to wall them off. I want to make sure I'm freezing a lot of stuff, but there's a couple of key enemies that I need to look out for, that I need to actually control, and you'll see them in a moment. I forget what they're called. They're either called Annihilators, Decimators, something like that. It's big units. We're about to see one now. Big unit with 2 cannons. Yeah, these boys. They will charge their shot and it will do massive damage. So my first thought here is, right, okay, I'm just going to run up and freeze it. Because I mean, freezing it's going to screw it over. Then I'm going to ult it, freeze it again. It's absolutely going to get froze. Then I'm going to go in my ice spot, which is going to freeze it again. Luckily, it didn't hit me with its massive attack there. I do think I'd die here, yeah. So basically, I massively overextended. And this is the danger with the expert difficulty. You have to stay together as a team. This is really cool as well, how you can move around when you're incapacitated. It's kind of that like Left 4 Dead vibe. It's like, get me back, you know, help me. Ooh, XQC gets into a corner and we all die. That was unlucky, but that's because we walked into the I forget what that's called, but the big bot with the massive cannons, and I died to it straight away. It was a bit of feeding there, but that shows you have to stay together as a team. And this is kind of nice, right? Because that can kind of train you for certain stuff in PvP Overwatch, where it probably helps you together. Anyway, so we go for round 2. This time I go for the same tactic again. I freeze, but I'm not going to die to it this time. That's the difference. So I jump back off. Use my ice block, but we're going to go around the side this time. So now we're going to move together. And the funny thing here is we've got no voice comms between each other, but we can kind of shout at each other. Like sometimes you might just look at each other from the stations. But yeah, now we're moving up to get this bad boy. And yeah, we're just going to freeze him. I can put walls in front of him to stop him doing damage. I think another one spawns in a second. But up until this point, right, look at what's going on here. Like, it is actually quite involving. There's different enemy types. We've now got items. I've used my item, albeit not great. I think there's a bit of a glitch here on that mob I'm trying to kill over there. He sort of gets kind of glitched. But there's going to be things like that, because remember, this is like a really early build of this mission. And yeah, so we've got 2 of these mobs down there, them big ones. I froze one. Ideal situation to get booped off the edge. Again, you can see Seagull knock somebody off the edge there. It's completely set up for that. And there's going to be a lot of positioning in this where you can get like a really major advantage. So I guess what they're going for is you play through on normal, you maybe work out a few things, and then you go into expert, and then you can find a few ways to not cheese the event, but make it easier. And it's quite clear why they've left a massive cliff there, so you can just punt things off the edge. And Lucio's in the game mode. They want Lucio players to feel powerful and to punt people. So when you start really kind of going at it from that game developer perspective, you can see like why they've made a lot of decisions. Anyway, this is fun up until this point, right? It is fun. I'm enjoying this. It's good. It's actually nice watching this back and just commenting over it. Apologies if it's a little bit weird for you guys, because like obviously there's me in the camera, but I'm not actually speaking. We don't have the game sound as well, because it would really interfere with the in fact, no, maybe I have put the game sound on. I don't know, maybe I've done that in editing, although I don't want my voice is much louder than the game sound, so it'd be weird. Yeah, so I've used my ultimate again. We're about to go for a checkpoint, so that's a bit of a waste of an ultimate there, because I probably could have used it right away. So now you can see we're going straight down here. A couple of enemy spawns to the side. They don't do that on normal. So on expert, there's more enemies, and they're obviously more powerful. They take longer to kill. They do more damage, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, but these big units are actually really kind of funky. You can see as well, they seem to have like modular damage on them, so you can shoot off their weapons. For me as May, like I was just spraying at them to just freeze them, but I have seen from the B-roll footage that Blizzard released that it seems that if you're firing at one of the weapon arms, it will detach the weapon arm and blow it off. So that's kind of might be the play there. But yeah, again, we're pretty much staying together. He's having to do quite a bit of shielding at the moment. And that's kind of critical for the expert modes, because you can't just run around with Reinhardt smashing stuff. Although Reinhardt has a really good talent where he just can, he speeds up damage. Oh, so this is a cool moment. So Fran has been killed, and she's down. So I wall off behind, XQC's in front there. We can get the res. Then I go in with my talent, which is my ice block. When I stop using ice block and cancel it, it frees everything around. You can see me smile there. Like, that is actually such a cool thing to use. And then you've got more of these enemies funneling down. This here is a really sort of, it feels really dynamic. It feels really involving. It just feels really fun, this does. I mean, you've got the massive North Sector dropship in the background. You've got all the North Sector units being fired down to come and fight you. You have to wipe them out on the beach. It's really cool. It's almost like a bloody Wolfenstein feel to it, or like any other World War II game which has done Omaha Beach. It's like that. I think that's what they were going for. Only this time it was the beach in Rio De Janeiro. So then we get another loot box now. Now the thing with this is they get better quality items. So we've got blue, there's a purple there. So there's an epic quality and a rare quality. So I've swapped the rare quality corrosive grenade, and we've got the, yeah, you can see our Tracer Fran has now got the purple armored turret, so the epic quality. Now I think these are random. I think they change every now and again, because I'm sure I got an epic quality corrosive grenade from one of them. But the items are cool because you really have to use them on expert. So for my corrosive grenade, it basically adds Zenyatta's debuff. Now I don't know how better it is when it goes through the different quality tiers, because it doesn't tell you, but it's obviously something you want to use on mobs that have got a lot of health. So here, this is actually a really cool bit. This is, so we're going to push forward here, and I'm going to split off to the left, which isn't the play. So the team go off to the right, and I go off to the left. What I'm thinking is, you see I threw my wall up to the right hand side, and then I've dropped my ultimate on this, is I want to crowd control the really big mobs, because if they hit us, they will instantly kill us. The problem is now, I'm really far away from the team, and I've run out of all my abilities. Yeah, I've got my wall. I should have used my wall there, but I'm pretty screwed, so I've got to back up. This is a problem with not staying with the team here. I should have stayed with the team. So I am kind of, I literally throw this and we do die and we do get another chance. But you only get a certain number of chances. Unlucky, I get rezzed outside the barrier, but barrier gets destroyed. And that sphere Baraka, the circular barrier, that was the item XQC had. It's like a barrier field. For the items, you can see it's our last attempt as well. You get 3 attempts, I think, on expert. For the actual items themselves that you pick up, the consumable items, you can share them. Well, not share them, but you can change them. Like, I don't have to have the corrosive grenade, I could have the gun turret. Now, in this game mode, in this mission, there are, I think they're called Sentinels. They're very fast moving, low HP aerial targets. Now, those targets are very difficult for me to hit. This is actually really clutch, this moment. Look at that. We're almost all dead. XQC gets a fat res on everyone there. This is like actual huge play, this is, and we can come back from the dead. But you can see, like, this isn't mega easy. We're making stupid mistakes just because we haven't been in this area before, because this is the first time we played through on expert. The second time we played through, obviously it's going to be much easier, and I think the third time we definitely would have been able to play through. See, so there, I messed my wall up, and that was doing its big charge attack. If that hit me, it would have killed me, but I was still able to freeze it. But yeah, going back to the consumable items, you can change them around, and the very fast-moving Sentinel aerial units, you will see them in a second, guys. That's why you've got the Torbjorn turret that you can deploy, because it will just destroy them really quick. Tracer can destroy them as well, because they've got low health. Mei's obviously not great for it, because it's really difficult to hit. Mei is more there just to control these big mobs and make sure, like, Mei's the additional tank in this group. The Reinhardt is protecting the Tracer in a way, and the Lucio. Lucio's doing his thing. Tracer's trying to clean up a lot of the trash mobs and clean up the aerial mobs and stuff. And Mei is there just to, like, crowd control the big beefy targets and act as another tank. Now, the team have gone the other way here. I went to the right-hand side last time. I think we all went to the right-hand side. But this basically leads to the next room. And there are nice little bits of lore. When you enter this room, there is a bit of an audio cue about, oh, look at the North Sector invasion. Look at what they're planning. So you do get that cool stuff. I think if you take these missions a little bit slower, you'll get to experience maybe a lot more of the dialogue. Like, obviously, we're just like blasting through this, rushing through, because we're just trying to get to the boss to kill him. Because it's expert mode, you know, that's what you would kind of do. So this now is the final room. And remember, this is on expert difficulty, and a lot of people have had a lot of issues with this footage so far. Oh, sorry, it's not the final room. I apologise. I am a little bit tired, guys. I do apologise. This is the room before the final room. This room is really difficult. I think we get very close here to being taken out. Or do we? No, I don't think we do, actually. I think we get through this pretty quick. But you'll see in this room the aerial unit. So again, you've got this, look at the layout of the room. There is cover, there is line of sight blockers, so you can get behind the cover to avoid the massively high damaging attack from those big units. But also they're spawning in the corners, so it's making it really difficult. These are the units I was talking about. I'm sure they're called Sentinels. No, sorry, they're not. They're not. They are not the units. They come in a swarm, the Sentinel style units do. But it's really cool. Like, it is really cool what we've been playing so far and what we've seen so far. And it isn't just an easy cakewalk. There is difficulty there, and it's going to be fun to see what they can come up with. But again, going back to like what Mei I think was designed for here, it's very much crowd control. It's very much she's the additional tank. She's trying to stop damage hitting the enemy team where Reinhardt can't. So you see there, I went into the ice block, immediately cancelled it just to freeze that, because we've got it in the corner. We need to destroy it. I mean, Reinhardt can charge this. That's an added level of protection or crowd control. The problem is Reinhardt kind of really needs to be using his barrier. So these are the units I was talking about. Obviously really difficult to hit with my right click. Obviously easier if Tracer drops down a turret at that moment in time. But anyway, talking about the items, you guys have probably noticed on the UI, again, it's a little bit strange that they put an overlay which covers part of the UI, but the timer on the consumable item is, it's very much just that. There isn't ammo, and that's kind of consistent with Overwatch. You don't have ammo, you just have cooldowns on abilities. So what I'd be looking to do with that is throw it into the face of really, you know, high HP targets. And I'm like, so actually here, this was a really cool moment. Two of these guys spawn. We're in the best position here, I think, for this. I was able to wall the one off behind, turn around and start freezing the other one. That is very cool gameplay. That sounds really cheesy. I'm playing Mei, it's very cool. But it is very involving gameplay, and it feels awesome. It feels like you've pulled off this great combo, and I think that's what they're going for with the talent designs for the heroes. Of course, we could only use the level 1 talents for this demo, and we could only see them for Tracer, Reinhardt and Lucio. But I do think they showed off some other stuff. I think they showed off a Hanzo one. On one of the panels, like where he could use his sonic arrow, and then when he fired I believe just a normal arrow, it would hit all of the targets that were detected with Sonic. So this is the final area of the room, of the mission, and this is kind of like, you know, it's a really cool looking area. It looks very sinister, very purple, very null sector. We're just waiting for all the teams to get together so it triggers the event. But what you do here is you have to hit the reactor core when it's vulnerable until it gets low enough to spawn the boss, and then when the boss spawns you need to take out the boss. And that's pretty much it. But there are little like audio cues you can get here where you can hear the doors open, and when you hear them open, obviously you want to rush over there and kill the mobs. When this starts getting a bit more hectic, you kind of, I think like positioning is definitely key. There's definitely going to be you know, guide stuff on YouTube and things like that, like the optimal way to do these things, getting ready for the mobs, where they go and spawn from, let's take them out. I'm not sure if they're randomized spawns as well, like we didn't have enough chance to do this. I guess for this demo they're not. So anyway, first wave of mobs spawn, that's cool. Then we get the reactor core is exposed, and then we can start doing damage to the reactor core and take it out. We do a quarter damage to the reactor core, it disappears back, and then we get a more difficult wave that spawns. And you probably noticed that previously what I just did is I dropped the wall behind us, and then we focused on the stuff in front. We're moving into the corner here, sort of protecting the turret while it's taking out the Sentinels, which is the play. I mean, you can see the turret just annihilates them so quick, which is definitely what a turret is designed for. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if, like, you know, maybe it makes sense for May to have the barrier item instead of Reinhardt. Maybe Reinhardt should have the corrosive grenade. We just don't know. It did feel okay for me using the corrosive grenade because May, you know, you do have that. You can make yourself invulnerable with ice block. You can also you're damaging the heavy hitters, or you're there freezing the heavy hitters, the big units, so you kind of want to throw your grenade at them. So I guess it probably does make sense that May has that item. But it is cool to see that, you know, this is the complexity of this mode, where you have items that you have to use, and you have talents that you have to pick for the difficulty of the level you're running. The big question is, what's the progression system going to look like? You know, is that enough to keep us just playing through this over and over again? I don't know. So here we've got a couple of the big units have spawned again. We're going to start taking these out. We still don't have the boss yet because we're still waiting for the reactor core to spawn. Primary fire for May is mega powerful in this mode because it's just freezing everybody. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it, like if they made the change to May's ice, you know, where she can freeze multiple targets back in Overwatch 1, when they realised they needed it in Overwatch 2. Maybe they did. Stuff like that is kind of cool to look at. So here, like, we've got to freeze these guys. That's why I throw my ultimate at them. There's two of them. Super difficult to kill and very worrying. See, I'm walling off behind us as well, just to give us that bit of protection. And while we try and work on these guys and take them out, because the only thing we can do is freeze them, or XQC can charge them. That's it. It's the only way we can crowd control them. So we have to just try and burn them down as fast as possible. Which I think we did quite well. So it is, you know, for a mission, then we get another one behind us. It's like, what the hell? It's not, I don't know, it's really difficult to kind of place it. Like when I'm, you know, saying let's review this mission, let's watch it back. It is a demo for, I guess, showing what Blizzard can do. And I'm just hoping they give us something which is like 10 times the scale and there's loads more stuff going on. That's what I'm hoping for. If we just get missions of this sort of complexity and duration, and that's kind of all they're going to offer, then I think that'll be a worry. But I can't for the life of me think Blizzard would do that. Okay, so reactor core is down again. It's gone red, and I think this is where the boss spawns. I think. Oh no, so I think we have to do another wave. You know, I think we might have to get the reactor core all the way down. So we've got another wave spawning again. It gets more difficult as waves go on and on and on. The play here is just to stay together. Oh no, it wasn't a wave. I thought it was a wave that spawned. Yeah, I'm sure the boss spawned there. Okay, so the boss now spawns. And he's a big lad, big old chunk of a lad. Now he's got a couple of special abilities, and it's very much the old like World of Warcraft thing of don't stand in the fire. Now you guys will watch this, and he really telegraphs his abilities. So he's got a charge, which I mean I freezed him before he could do that. This ability here is a very powerful. XQC charged a mega clutch moment. We would have been okay because we were in a barrier. But you can see that he died because it kind of, the bot lifts his fist up in the air, it glows purple, and when he hits the floor, it instantly kills anybody who isn't using line of sight or line of sight to block, or isn't behind a barrier, and that's pretty much what you get from this boss. So you can see we're trying to deal with this, but we kind of, you know, we've got our backs against the wall here. We're not entirely sure of the mechanics. Again, it's because it's like, you know, the first time we've played this mode and like we're on the show floor, it's a bit hectic. But like we're trying to freeze him and manage the ads. So this boss is very much like, keep the boss crowd controlled, try and freeze the ads, try and kill the ads. Tracer should probably be on the ads, I think. But everybody has to dodge this big AoE. Apologies, I think I just slapped my microphone. Sorry, guys. You have to like look for the telegraph, play around the telegraph, and then don't get charged and then don't die to the ads, and then it's cool. I think it's really cool. But that's that mission on expert difficulty. You guys, you know, let me know what you think about that in the comments below. We basically ran from the start of the mission there and just did a bit of commentary, a bit of review on it. I think it's fun, but I don't think they can release missions that are that length and that complexity, and that's Overwatch 2. I think they need to release stuff which is way more. But hopefully more details will come on that soon. Remember, guys, Overwatch is still... Well, Overwatch 2 is just literally in development now. I guess that's what the announcement was for. I think if you go on the Play Overwatch website, it does say, now in development, Overwatch 2. So, yeah, cool stuff. Anyway, all right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, too late.